Good day, erudites! Welcome to Next Level Catch-Ups 2.0. I'm Athena, one of your lecturers for General Chemistry 1. In today's video, we will be covering the 5th lesson we have for General Chemistry. For this video, we will be focusing on the law of multiple proportions. So this law states that when two elements form a series of compounds, the ratio of the masses of the second element that combine with 1 gram of the first element can always be reduced to small numbers. So we are dealing with the ratio ng isang element or ng isang compound to another compound. So for the law of multiple proportions, we have two examples. So for number 1, tin forms two compounds with chlorine, SnCl2 and SnCl4. So for letter A, what would be the ratio of the weights of chlorine between the two compounds? So, ang hinahanap dito is yung ratio ng chlorine. So, dun sa first compound, si SnCl2. And sa second compound, si SnCl4. Ang chlorine natin is may subscript na 2. So, number 1 na compound. And kay number 2 na compound, meron tayong subscript number 4. So we can simply get the ratio by getting their subscripts, then i-simplify pa natin siya. So 1:2 yung ratio ng chlorine. For letter B, in SnCl2, 0.597 grams of chlorine is combined to 1 gram of tin. In SnCl4, how many grams of chlorine would be combined to 1 gram of tin? Dahil nga nahanap na natin yung ratio, mas madali na natin ma-compute yung letter B. It states that dun sa compound number 1, meron tayong 0.597 grams of chlorine. And ang hinahanap naman natin is yung grams ng chlorine dun sa second compound. For 1:2 yung ratio ng chlorine, so we can simply multiply yung 0.597 by 2, so 0.597 times 2 is 1.194 grams of chlorine dun sa second compound. So this will be our final answer. Next naman, we are given a table. So for compound number 1, the mass percent of nitrogen is 33.28. And for the mass percent of silicon, we have 66.72. Now for compound 2, we have the mass percent of nitrogen, which is 39.94, and the mass percent of silicon, which is 60.06. So ang hinahanap natin sa letter A is yung mass ni silicon na nagko-combine kay nitrogen for all the compounds. So for the first compound, we have 66.72 all over 33.28. If we input sa calculator and round off to the significant figures, which is 4, so makukuha natin is 2.005 grams. And then, sa second compound, 60.06 all over 39.94. So, kapag kinompute natin siya, 39.94, we get 1.504 grams naman dahil renound off na natin. And now, sa letter B, we have to show how these compounds satisfy the law of multiple proportions. So, ang hinahanap lang natin is yung ratio ng dalawang compound. So, ano nga ba yung mas maliit na nakuha natin na result? Okay, second compound, right? So, yun yung magiging denominator natin. So, for the first compound, input lang natin si 2.005 divided by 1.504. Ang makukuha nating sagot is 1.333. So, we have to make this into a whole number para makuha natin yung ratio niya. So, over 1. And then, hanap tayo ng number na pwedeng i-multiply kay 1.333 para maging whole number siya. So, let's use 3. So, we have 4 over 3. And ang ratio natin is 4:3. And that's about it for today's lecture. I hope you learned something new, and I'll see you in the next catch-ups video.